There's a reason why Psalm 23 is the most quoted passage in the entire Bible. You've heard it at funerals. You've seen it written on greeting cards. You might even know it by heart. But what if I told you there's something hidden in this psalm that most people overlook? Something that can change the way you see your darkest night, your deepest valleys, and your most overwhelming fears. Let's walk through it together. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. We read it quickly, almost casually. But stop here for a second. David isn't describing God as a distant king or a faraway judge. He's calling him my shepherd. That word shepherd wasn't random. It was intimate, personal. In David's culture, shepherds lived with their sheep. They ate, slept, and fought off wolves side by side with them. David is telling you, God is not watching you from a distance. He's walking right next to you. That's the first secret comfort. You are never left alone. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Americans live in a culture that glorifies busyness. You're expected to always be working harder, climbing higher, doing more. And yet, God's comfort looks so different. He makes you lie down. He leads you into peace, not into burnout, not into endless striving, but rest. This is the second secret comfort. God doesn't just want you to survive, He wants you to breathe. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. This verse is the one we cling to in tragedy. But here's the hidden comfort. David doesn't say, if I walk through the valley. He says, even though I walk through, it's not a matter of if. Valleys are part of life. But notice the next word, through. You don't stay there. You don't die there. You walk through. This is the third secret comfort. Your valley is temporary. God Himself will walk you out of it. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. When we think of comfort, we picture warm blankets, kind words, or a hug. But David says comfort comes from God's rod and staff, tools used by a shepherd to guide, protect, and sometimes. Why? Because real comfort doesn't always come from everything going your way. It comes from knowing you're being guided, even when you don't understand the path. This is the fourth secret comfort. Correction is not rejection, it's protection. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. This is one of the most powerful verses. Imagine this. You're surrounded by enemies. They're mocking you, waiting for you to fall. And God, He sets the table. He cooks the meal. He pours the drink. Not after the enemies are gone. Not when the fight is over. But right in front of them. This means your peace is not dependent on your circumstances. You can have joy even when life feels hostile. This is the fifth secret comfort. God doesn't need to remove your enemies to bless you. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. The word follow here is too weak in English. In Hebrew, the word actually means to pursue, to chase after. David isn't saying God's goodness will casually trail behind you. He's saying His goodness and His mercy are running after you. This is the sixth secret comfort. You don't have to chase God's blessings. His blessings are already chasing you. And finally, the promise. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is not a maybe, not a hope, not a someday if. It's a guarantee. God's comfort is not just for today, it's forever. This is the seventh and ultimate secret comfort. Your story doesn't end in the valley, it ends in His house. So maybe you've read Psalm 23 100 times, but today, let it speak to you in a new way. The shepherd is closer than you think. Your valley is not permanent, and his goodness is already chasing you down. If this psalm has spoken to your heart today, don't keep it to yourself. Share this message with someone who needs comfort. And if you want to walk deeper into God's promises, make sure you subscribe, because together, we're discovering the treasures hidden in His Word.